everyone, another version of Better Call Art. And in our last segment, we spoke about the robust e-commerce solution for Power MPS and what they provide. And today leads us to part 2 of 4 of this series with Power MPS and Alex Krivy. Alex, glad you could make it on board today.
Yeah, thank you, Art. I appreciate you having me back.
You're quite welcome. Hey, so today I thought it'd be good for our members to learn a little bit more about Power MPS and the DCA, which of course we know it as the Data Collection Agency. And for those that don't know, it's a technology that allows dealers to monitor their customers' print devices, collect meter reads for billing, and to gather vital analytics to help us dealers support their end users. Hey, Alex, so maybe you can tell us some more about your data collection agency and help us understand some of the what's going on in the industry and about the noise around your DCA.
Yeah, absolutely, and thanks again, Art. I love coming back and chatting with you and the viewers. And our DCA, or a data collection agent, it's a technology that was developed, to serve a number of purposes, really. Not just to read and collect meters, which really any data collection agent can do, but it was developed, with patented AI and algorithms, that collects data that's accessible from any make, model, brand, device, printer, copier, scanner, fax, MFP, and provides information to both the dealer and the end user. That's going to do a number of things. Primarily it helps prevent waste, which is really the #1 killer in managed print. We can talk a little bit more about exactly what waste is from a dealer perspective. Right. And in addition, we've built automation throughout Power MPS, throughout the entire platform, specifically relating to our data collection agent and our e-commerce technology that provides visibility into a print environment for the end consumer and for the dealer to actually see the devices that are being monitored or managed by a dealer. So really providing the end user with some visibility, and we turned that visibility and integrated that into our e-commerce solution. So with the goal in mind of keeping that end consumer on that dealer's website or customer portal. So we've integrated that, and we've also developed a data collection agent that can be deployed in a variety of ways. We refer to it as an ecosystem of data collectors. So it can be deployed on virtually every operating system: Windows, Linux, Mac, Raspberry, and we also have a mobile app that can be downloaded on iOS and Android that can actually work as a server. So you could download our mobile app, DCA, which would go out on your network, find your print devices, and the end consumer can actually view and monitor the devices that their dealer is managing from a iPhone, Android, Chromebook, even a smart TV can act as a server. So there's multiple ways that our DCA can be deployed that's unique to us. Wow,
that's pretty interesting. So when it comes to DCAs, I mean, from what I'm getting, I don't think any other DCAs can match what you've got to offer. Is that correct?
That is correct. I mean, we're unique in a variety of ways. I mean, our mobile app really distinguishes us from anybody else out there. And then, the technology behind our data collection agent itself and how it collects data that's accessible from a printer. We pull that data and it's manipulated and then presented in a fashion different than any other DCA on the market.
So does that come in reference to like being able to automate sales orders and end-to-end with no human intervention?
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the features of our DCA. I mean, obviously, it's going to monitor print devices and give you real-time information on what's going on with the printer, from preventative maintenance to consumable alerts. But we've taken it a step further, and I can actually show you where the DCA is monitoring a printer. a consumable may be low, whether it's an inkjet cartridge or a toner cartridge or a fuser. And what we do with that alert is, the old school way of data collection and monitoring was to send an email alert. We can still do that, but we take that alert and we take it a step further, where when a consumable is low, we'll actually convert that alert of a consumable being low into a sales order within the Power MPS system with no human intervention. And then we can create that sales order and convert it into a purchase order, which is sent to a supplier. So end-to-end order automation, giving the dealers back their time.
Wow. So how about the end user or the end consumer? Are they able to look and manage devices on their own if they needed to?
They are. There's two different areas and portals that an end consumer can go and actually see the print devices that their dealers are monitoring. So I could actually bring up the screen share here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. If you want to take a peek at DCA Panel, I can show you the order automation, and I can also give you a view from an end user of if they were to go to their dealer's website, how they can view the devices that their dealers are managing. So taking a peek, this is the actual admin of Power MPS. So as it relates to our data collection agent and where you would find that within the Power MPS admin, I know in our last segment, it was really e-commerce specific. If I click on the MPS tab and I go DCA Manager, it's going to bring up a login screen that will bring me into what we call our DCA panel. So again, there's several DCAs on the market that have had kind of a stronghold in the industry for decades. What we wanted to do was have a more intelligent DCA, a more modern user interface. So this DCA panel, we built these apps. All of these apps are data. They're reporting. They're pulling data from a machine. So for example, if I click on the status app, this is going to bring up a list of all the devices at a particular customer location. Over here would be all of the customers that have the DCA deployed at their office or location. So this is going to give you a list of who the customer is, the machine models, the serial numbers. If I scroll to the right, it will actually show you the actual real-time status levels of consumables that are in a machine. You can see a percentage level of 85% is remaining in this toner cartridge. What's also unique to us is the algorithms and AI built into our data collection agent give you more accuracy as far as monitoring a device and also knowing when a consumable is going to be empty. So most DCAs on the market will tell you a percentage basis, meaning there's 85% toner left in this machine.
Right.
Roughly about 2 weeks of monitoring a device through historical data, we can actually then calculate how many days are actually left of printing, because in the world of device monitoring and also automated supply fulfillment, percentage based can be very subjective. 10% could mean I have 1 day left of printing. 10% could mean I have 2 months left of printing. And if you're a dealer, you don't want to be shipping supplies out too soon or especially too late. Both can cost you money, both can cost frustration. So you can actually change the thresholds from a percentage based to changing it to days. So what does that mean? That means that when it gets down to say 5 days, it can trigger an alert, which could be a simple email. But we've again taken it a step further, and I can show you the order automation that we've built into this alert system. But just two other apps, just really quick for the viewers, is the actual coverage app is also unique to us. This gives you the ability to, again, view a customer's location, view their machine models, but more importantly for the dealer, if I scroll to the right, I can see when a toner cartridge was installed, when a toner cartridge was actually removed by an end user. I can see how much of that toner cartridge was actually utilized. So the end consumer used 78% of this toner cartridge, and I can tell that that end user removed the toner cartridge and there was still 21% of that toner cartridge remaining. Why is that important? If an end user is taking a toner cartridge out too early and you, the dealer, have them on a cost per page contract, that end user just wasted 1,628 pages by removing that toner cartridge too soon. That's very, very expensive for a dealer. And being able to measure and monitor that waste is crucial, and it's a vital component to our DCA technology, in addition to being able to measure and monitor actual page coverage. So if as a dealer, if you recognize and now can monitor that an end user is averaging 9% or 21% page coverage on a device, then you as the dealer probably need to educate and have a conversation with that end consumer and say, hey, A, what are you printing? And B, maybe we need to look at another machine model that's going to be more economical for you based on the type of printing you're doing.
Right.
So really great information. And again, from a user interface standpoint, we want to make it clean.
Yeah, I especially like the fact about the, going through the ink cartridges when there's 21%. I saw one with 37%, because immediately that's a call to the end user saying, hey, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, is it a cartridge issue? So now, not only do you
have
a
machine issue?
Is it a machine issue? Is it a user issue? Is it a cartridge issue? So the dealer really has that information, one, to make his end consumer more efficient, two, to prevent waste and be more profitable, and three, really they can hold the manufacturers of their cartridges accountable. I mean, if there's cartridges being pulled too early and it's not a user issue, there's a cartridge issue, now you have that data to take back to a supplier and say, hey, we're not getting the yield, expected yield out of this toner cartridge, or there's continuous failures with this particular model. So great information. This counters app will also give the dealer the ability to run reports on meters. So you can see all of these, when I click show hide fields, all of these different fields can now be reported. So one uptick that we're seeing in billing methodology is dealers now wanting and having the ability to bill on scans. So just like you would bill on a page, whether it's A3 or mono or color, now through our data collection tool, we have an automated billing system built in, which I'm not going to get into today, but it will collect the counters from any of these fields that the dealer chooses. They can run reports by period. They can choose a month and run counters reports. They can do it by page range. They can export to CSV, export to Excel. So a lot of great information in a clean user interface. And from an automation standpoint, where I was referencing the consumable alerts on this status page. So what happens when a consumable alert is triggered? So if a toner cartridge gets to 5 days left, it doesn't just send an email. It can do that, but I mean, it's 2022, not 2002, and just an email alert doesn't cut it from our perspective. So what do we do with a consumable alert when it's low? Toner cartridge gets low in a machine, there's 5 days left, that's what you set the threshold. We automated it. So if I go sales and go to order manager, what we did was, rather than an email alert being sent and an end user having to do something manually, either go and place an order, or a dealer having to call an end user or place an order manually, we've automated it. So you'll see these sales orders come into the Power MPS system. So if I'm the dealer, a consumable alert was triggered saying toner cartridge low, sales order comes in and says MPS order. What does that mean? If I open this up, it creates a sales order automatically. So with no human intervention, the DCA recognized the toner was low in this machine. It's got the serial number for wraparound labels at the distributor level. It knows what toner cartridge was low at what customer location. You can process payment, you can send an invoice, and then what does the dealer do from here? They can click on purchase order if they want to do this manually. They can select the supplier that they want to send the purchase order to. They can create and send the purchase order. And this is all automated. This can be automated as well. So hypothetically speaking, a dealer could be sitting on the beach monitoring printers at their customer location. Consumable could be low at customer location. Sales order could be created. Payment could be processed. Purchase order could be sent. Tracking information would be automatically entered in, sent to the end consumer, and the dealer has done nothing and no human intervention has taken place. We've automated it completely from end to end.
That's awesome. I like that. Hey, Alex, that's some awesome data points there. So maybe what would it be like for, what would the end user see?
So the end user, again, going back to bringing as much value as we can to the dealer, but also as much transparency and a great user experience for the end user, is this is a demo e-commerce storefront or customer portal that we build for the dealer. all
Right.
integrated with our data collection tool. So from an end user perspective, if I click login and I sign in, and I'm the end user again, this is what it might look like logging into my dealer's website and customer portal. As
Right.
from the end user perspective, they have all of this information that we addressed kind of on the last part of this series. But if I click on your devices, the end consumer now has the ability to see on their dealer's website and customer portal that we provide, they can view the devices being monitored by the data collection tool. So they have some transparency and visibility into devices that are either managed or unmanaged. They can request service and support on a particular device directly through their dealer's portal. They can even click on device status and they can actually log in and see the cloud of their printer. So the end user actually has visibility in real time data into pages printed, how long the monitoring rate has been occurring for. So since the DCA has been deployed, I know as the end user that this has never fallen off the network and my dealer's been on top of it 100% of the time. I can see pages printed, I can see status, consumable levels. So a lot of information and data in here and visibility for the end consumer to have a true user experience, transparency, flexibility, and give them more reason to never leave doing business with that dealer.
So Alex, one of the terms we see being thrown around quite often in our industry is the digital transformation. And I mean, from Power MPS is delivering that channel, that long-awaited brand agnostic DCA, which I think is pretty awesome for automating purchase orders and automating bills of lading and invoices, right?
Correct.
Alex, even though we've gone through all of this, in the past 10 minutes or so, we still haven't seen the automated billing where the DCA collects the meters and will generate the invoice automatically either?
No, and I'm looking forward to to part 3 of this series where we'll get into kind of the automated billing, automated invoicing, and also our contract manager, which was released this past January, which we're extremely excited about, that takes the meters from that DCA that we just looked at, and it will allow you to create billing groups and different billing variables, and it will collect those meters, calculate it based on whatever cost per page parameters,
Right.
and automate an invoice for you. So we'll get into that on part 3.
This is teaching me a heck of a lot about the managed print side of the business. And I think it's a good learning curve for all of us who've been basically, maybe stuck with the same supplier, with the same old technology, and nothing much has changed. I think this is an opportunity for a lot of dealers to look at a new DCA, something that can change the way you work and to change the, some automation in your business, and provide an alternative to that legacy software that you've been using for years and years. So, I do urge you to check out the Power MPS and tune in for our next show, which hopefully is going to be within the next 30 days. Alex, I want to thank you very, very much for your time. And do you have anything else in closing?
No, I appreciate it. It's always fun joining you, and I absolutely encourage anybody that would like a brief demo of Power MPS to feel free to reach out either to me or directly anytime, or register for a free trial at powermps.com.
That's awesome. All right. Hey, I appreciate your time, and looking forward to our next chat.
Yep, me too. Thank you, Art.